Hello, hello. How are we all doing this Friday night? Let me just get some smudge and we'll smudge the cards. I'll just click onto the comments section. We'll see who turns up on a Friday night. Hello, how are you all doing? Where are we tuning in from? What's your week been like? Hello, Donna. How are you doing, lovely? Hello, LeGray. Oh, how are you doing, Janine? Beautiful. We're just going to clear the crystal. The spirit of NBN, spirit of my webcam, the spirit of the laptop will work. Hello, Lexi. You're from Coffs Harbour, Donna, that's beautiful. And we've got Joan from the Gold Coast. We've got a nice bunch of wonderful people. So I'm just going to go straight into the readings tonight, and then we can chat as we go along. LeGray's been a roller coaster of a week. It's been a little bit like that. I think it's a lot of that Aries energy with the moon's been pushing people to be bold. And there's a lot of people been taking really strong action, but then there's people being confronted by like things that they need to be doing, but they're not taking action. And, you know, I've had some really interesting conversations with people. Hi, Diana. How are you? Been a busy, fulfilling week, Donna. Yes, I've had an amazing one too. It's just been really each day very, very full of activity. But I'm an Aries, so I laugh and I say I've got an Aries bulldozer because I just push through things. And so being the energy with the crescent moon and it's being in Aries, I'm not the least bit surprised that I've got extra bulldozer energy. Okay, the first 5 days after the weekend, the hardest. Oh, Jason, that bad. You've got what, Monday-itis, Tuesday-itis, Wednesday-itis. You don't even get to hump day. Hi, Natalie, how are you? So, what I'll do is I do 3 cards for people. My readings are a little bit slower, and sometimes my internet comments can take a little while to like jump through. So what I'll get you to do is if I don't pick you, then please just comment again. You'll see me as I'm starting to round down to the 3rd card with people. But with the nature of archetypes, that's usually a little bit, you know, slower. I'm usually not as quick as some of the other divine hosts on this amazing group or this amazing page. So who have we got? Oh, okay, first back with work, it all jumped on me. Okay, so Rosemary. Now, if somebody wants a specific area, then they have, like if their work life are different things, then you need to specify. If there's nothing written there, I just do a general reading. Oh, Jason, are you excited to be back at work? You're looking forward to being productive and busy and doing all kinds of stuff. I don't like forced being shut down either. Rosemary. What a lovely name and what a lovely herb. What have we got coming through for Rosemary? Oh, straight off the box, we've got the Shaman. Rosemary. That's a very spiritual card. Let's see what's going to come with it. The Pilgrim, a journey, and a spiritual one by the looks of it. What have we got going with the 3rd one? Okay, so yours is really lovely, Rosemary. So the Shaman archetype talks about spiritual gifts and abilities and ways of life. It's very elemental based with the earth. But when it comes through, it can be 4th D reality, 5th D. It can be lucid dreaming. It can be full on, you know, really going into the dreamscape. The shaman always comes through, and it can sometimes comes a little bit of a warning. And this is how I warn people with it, because everyone goes, oh, shaman, beads and fun stuff. But the shaman actually, if you don't embrace the energy of this archetype, you can learn things the hard way. And you can learn things via a wound, like an actual physical thing happening in the body and releasing of it. I'm always wary when it comes into my card readings. I'm like, yes, I'll do whatever you say to me. Don't give me any hard lessons, because, you know, it's predisposed to, you know, you can learn lessons the hard way. Now, the shaman is also where somebody comes to them. You imagine the shamans, which is traditional old ones. You've got the Native Americans, you've got our Aboriginal elders who, you know, the people who were the spirit guides, whatever. I don't know the correct term, because each tribe's got different names for that. So what happens is the person who has issues comes to them. So if you find people coming to you for advice and people coming to you for help, then that's a normal aspect of this. It's a very healing. So they might come to you for healing. What happens is you've got to be careful that you don't like want to heal them when they're not ready to be healed, because sometimes the shaman can really see what's wrong with somebody, but then they push too hard. Remember, you call them to you. The shaman is a bridge energetically, so you're the conduit, the spirit, for healing, for guidance, for teachings, and you don't have to like push that upon other people. So that does come up as a little bit of the shadow side of the shaman as well. The pilgrim is a journey. So I think that you're going to have more people coming to you for help. You're going to have to step up a little bit more spiritual. If you have any desire to study metaphysical topics, tarot, readings, mediumship, Reiki, crystals, any of that, if you feel like studying it, then really it's perfect energy to be really taking on something more esoterical. If you've been doing that for years and it's time for you to step up and actually start helping people and being that shaman and being that healer, you know, you have a very clear energy with this one. The village is twofold always. On one side of the archetype, or one side of the coin, you have this need to find supportive people that are aligned with what you're wanting to do. So if you're wanting to step up into spiritual concepts, learn things or do things, then surround yourself with people who are like-minded. They're students, they're they're dedicated to being more spiritual. If you're wanting to start a business and start doing these things that you've been learning for a long time, then you surround yourself with entrepreneurs who are trying to do the same thing. You surround yourself with people who believe you. Now, the second aspect, it's got the two aspects to this archetype, is sometimes when we change, our current village, our current tribe, actually wants to freak out because we're changing and want to pull us back into the village. So it can be a warning card to just be aware that, you know, family members might freak out if you start doing something, and you know, it can be a little bit interesting on that level. So be really careful of some anyone who's like freaking out because you're changing a little bit, but mainly the energy of that is you must find a really supportive tribe. Diane's got, can my comments be seen? Could someone verify, please? I'm not sure if my comments are being seen. Most definitely that one is. I don't see any of the others. Okay, so Rosemary, did that resonate with you, Blossom? Have you been doing spiritual stuff for quite a while and you're feeling called to service? Or is this going to be a really interesting journey where you're going to be learning some more stuff? Because I'm really, really curious. So let's have a look. The next one is D. D. And Rosemary's gone. Interesting, as I'm teaching meditation to seniors and we're doing it at the hospital as well as offering Reiki volunteer work, I find this allowing me to reopen in new ways. My groups are supportive. I've always already expressed my need to follow my path and I've put to aside far too long. This is wonderful confirmation, Rosemary, and this is a start. But because of that pilgrimage card, it's going to be more than that. So you're in the shaman energy stepping up and doing this, but this is going to be a greater journey. So once this works, if inspiration or dreams or new kind of abilities or, oh, I think I might learn this to support this comes through, honor that because the journey is much bigger. So you'll be going on to doing more stuff in the future. And it's so good, and I deeply honour you for stepping up and being of service. But that pilgrimage card doesn't come through very often. It's a real journey. So it's a journey of, yes, you stepping up and being of service, but it's also really embodying that shaman. And remember, the shaman calls the people who need them to them. You don't have to give advice to people when they're not ready for it. You've got to be really careful because some people are not ready for some of the guidance and information. So that's one aspect. But opportunities can drop at your feet or other things that might come up, and really honour that process because it's a really exciting reading. Okay, beautiful D. Let's draw some cards for you. So has anyone else been feeling the Aries energy of like, oh, I must get stuff done and taking bold action? Like it's time for me to face my shit. I've had so many people coming to me about that. It's really interesting. And then a lot of people have really just taken commitment. So it's really exciting. The beautiful D. Oh, that one was a really strong energy, like really sucked me down. And it's the underworld. So D, this is telling me that you need to really go into your psyche. So I'm just going to see what other cards come up beside it. The Mask. That's you, I think. Wow. D, you have got some really interesting soul work to do at the moment. So if things have been really overwhelming for you and even a little bit like almost not so much depressed but dark, it's because you're doing some real big digging in your soul. The underworld is where we need to go in and we need to assess our patterns. Like what destructive patterns, sabotaging patterns have we got? What doesn't serve me? If I'm dreaming of doing this, what's blocking me? Why am I not stepping up and taking action? It can be a time when you have to reassess your relationships in your life, even with family members, and just go, oh shit, you've got really bad patterning, and I'm going to have to somehow lovingly love you for who you are, but at the same time, you know, hold my space because I don't want to be the same as you. And it's an epic card of going within. Most people know what their fears and blocks are. Like, and you know, if I say that to one of my clients, and they get on with a call for me, and I'm like, well, what's your fears and what do you feel is blocking you? And most people have an idea. So you're going to be really working on that, and also it'll bring up some layers of stuff. You have got the Mask. So you're hiding behind a mask, and other people might be doing the same thing in your life. It's like people not honestly communicating. I get that feeling a little bit, but it's more than that. It's like you need to take the mask off and reveal who you are and who you want to be. You know, if you've got some secret desires or a purpose that you feel like needs to come through, and you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing and different things, and you're just squashing that, and you're just like putting this little mask on, like everything's fine. You know, it needs to be revealed. So you're taking that mask off so that you can really start expressing who you are. And be careful of people who are fake as well. You know, if your intuition's saying this person's not actually telling me the truth, not really, you know, the right energy and the right person, then you need to really just step back and trust your instinct, because they could be wearing a mask. Now you have the Destroyer that's come through. And this card comes through like a hurricane at times, and it's going to push you to take off that mask, go into your psyche, because there's parts of your personality or things that are no longer serving you that you need to destroy and let go of. This card comes in with an epic kick sometimes, and I'm really getting that for you. All three of these cards are really like, I must do this. I'm sick of it. I must take this action. I'm over these patterns. I get this real like, it's time, you know, kind of a real fierce energy. So if you're needing a little bit of support, my group, the Sovereign Circle with Jess is filled with the most amazing, beautiful people. They are just, you know, it's mainly women. There's a couple of men, and what happens is the people attracted to the group are the people who are really working on their sovereign. They're working on who they are and needing to burst through those blocks. Now, I lovingly said I have the little Aries bulldozer, but that's what I'm good at. And, you know, is helping people, you know, take those steps and push through. So you need to do some lovely soul digging and look into your psyche, look into what needs to be revealed, and that Destroyer needs to come in and really just go push. Did that resonate, darling? Have you been feeling like in a bit of a dark place and a little bit lost and really needing to take action? Now, Rosemary said, I'm looking for something more and I'm enjoying online training. My previous work in areas supporting challenging people. It's now preparing myself to come back into that. Yes, Rosemary, a lot of change for you, and trust your instincts and your intuition. So if something comes along and you're a little bit like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be doing that, ask for a sign, you know, and ask for 3 signs. When I had to make a big decision, I'm like, send me 3 signs, you know, like really work with it and see what you want to do. Okay. Now, we've got the beautiful Asoni. Just going to smudge those cards. Okay. So, the beautiful Asoni. So, Sonny, we have got the threshold. Something is about to happen. We are standing on the edge of the cliff, and we're going to dive off, and we don't know what is below us. We have the mirror. We have to be really careful as you're making this jump, as you're making a leap of faith, that you don't get involved with trickster energy. So don't talk yourself out of it with your own saboteur, and also don't let other people talk you out of doing something. If you've got a big thing that you're like really like, I want to do this, and you're a bit scared of doing it, don't tell other people that can't hold the vision and the energy. No way. The mirror comes through as a warning. And be really careful of your self-critic, your self-sabotaging patterns. If you're really wanting to do something, I don't care if it's belly dancing, starting a business, starting healing, being a psychic, traveling around Australia on a bike, whatever it is that you feel like you're on the threshold about to do, don't let yourself get tricked out of it. I love the threshold card. What have we got for the third one? Oh, wow. What a beautiful third one. So the third one is the creator. So the creator, oh, Holly, I love giving my readings. The creator is when we deeply go on a lesson to understand our power as a co-creator. I talk in my group and on my page about being holographically aligned quite frequently. And by what I mean by holographically aligned is we get intuition from our higher self and spirit. And we kind of know we need to do something. Quite often the thought keeps coming back. And then we either do or we don't take action. Now, if you take action, if you make those little declarations to yourself and spirit, and you really start working on your blocks and things just fall in place. It's just, it's manifesting at the speed of light. It's opportunities opening up ahead of you. And it's also understanding the responsibility of your newfound co-creation. So you watch what you say to yourself. You watch what you say to others. You watch any little, you could say something rather flippantly, and then something happens and you're like, oh, did I create that? And there is an element of you adding weight to timelines. So the creator is really amazing and fun and co-creating, but it's also a card of responsibility. If you want to create your reality and be a co-creator and take action, then you need to be responsible and actually take that action, call it in and work with it in a sacred way, and be good to other people, be good to the planet, be really ethical. So it's really excited. The only thing that comes up as a really clear warning is that mirror card. Be really careful not to trick yourself or allow others. If you ever feel like you're under psychic attack by other people's projections or something out there in the ether, then, work on your energy as well. Work on your protection and maintain that as you're making that leap of faith. I don't really get that much of a sense of that for you. You might have a few other people's projections, but you know what's going on for you. And if that is an element, then you do need to take ownership and work on that. So, Yukon, that's awesome. And so got it. I love it. Okay, Donna, the beautiful Donna, how are you? Okay, I'm just going to smudge the cards again as we're going along. How are we all doing? The Crone. We've got a lot of spiritual cards and change going on in the group tonight. Sometimes when we have a group's energy, it'd be really interesting. Some of it is all kind of going through the same thing. And I sometimes wonder, do I put out an antenna say, like, everyone that's going through a lot of spiritual stuff, come to me. Come turn on Facebook on a Friday night. Yours is really lovely, Donna. So you have crone energy. Crone is very wise, been there, done that, experienced a ton of shit, been through a lot, and I'm all the more wiser for it. Like the shaman, like there is a card called the bridge, and like the poet, the crone is a bridging card. You don't have to go out seeking things, they come to you. People come to you for advice. People ask you random questions. Odd things can happen to you. People who have the crone energy are not afraid of death. A lot of them work in palliative care. If somebody has someone pass away, you kind of just know what to say because you're not afraid of it. If if someone's got mental health issues, then you don't mind, you're comfortable in their presence because you can dwell in darker aspects because it's just archetypally there for you. So a lot of people, when someone dies, nobody knows what to say and they get awkward. And when my dad passed away when I was 21, we had whole friends just disappear because they didn't know what to say or do. And I was so involved in grief that I just didn't even think of them. And before I realised it had been so long, and I'm just like, oh, too bad. And that's because they deeply don't understand what to do with grief. So when the crone comes through, it's that amazing ability to really know what to say in any given moment, no matter what anyone's going through, especially if it's tough. People who, had some really difficult situations, you don't mind listening to it. I have the priestess archetype, and it's in my field, so I need to be deeply of service. If I'm not feeling like I'm being of service, then I'm not nourished. And the crone needs that as well, needs to be of service, but quite often it can be, attract people who really need some help and are going through lots of stuff. With my priestess archetype, I strangely take confession. Ever since I was a teenager, it used to freak me out. People have come to me from everything, telling me that they're sleeping with their half brother, to I've just cheated on my wife, to terrible atrocities that were done to them as children, and all kinds of stuff. It used to wig me out before I understood what archetypes were, and this is my ability in this lifetime. It's who I am, and it's something I need to nourish and nurture and work with. And I really feel like the crone is here to stay. It's either been with you for a long time or it's going to be there for a while, and really embodying that wisdom. And so it's really lovely. The unseen. So this is really even more than ever before, working with and understanding your dreams. If you feel energies, if you see ghosts, if you sense things, the weirder it is, the finer it is. I know a couple of people who really embody the crone, and they see some weird shit, and some really, really, really weird stuff happens to them. Don't freak out. It's just your archetypal ability. You have the vow. So I really feel like you have another layer of abilities ready to come through. So to become even more psychic, to become even more connected, to become an even bigger and better crone. And having that really embodied in. The unseen card, that second card, represents intuition as well. So anything that's in the unseen realm. So anything that's 4th G, 5th G, intuition, your inner knowing. So this is a really potent and powerful reading, Donna. And I feel like you've needed to really take some ownership of some of the abilities that are either coming online or you've had for a long time, because not everybody has the ability to listen to other people's stories that are darker. Not everybody has that ability to, you know, go through really hard times and then, you know, I'm wise enough to teach this. So it's really lovely. You should be excited and also really feel proud and honored of yourself, like really honor the aspects of yourself. Yes, thank you so much, Jess. I've been through a bit in life, lost my 32 partner and friends, always there to listen to others. Things don't surprise me. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if more of that comes through. And that sacred vow, Donna, if you want more of that to come through and be a stronger crone and be of service, then make that sacred vow and say, guys, I am so ready for something more to come in and for me to be of service. I want the crone to expand. Yeah, it's such a solid, powerful card. And I honor you, Donna. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, the beautiful Amber would like a card. Let's just smudge some cards again. Your talk on different energy we carry is very interesting, Rosemary. I find archetypes, well, it's Carl Jung. He was the original one that coined the terms, and they're a language that really makes us have the ability to understand what's going on. And even if I went to France and I started to talk about a mother or a thief or a pirate, any of these things, they don't speak the same language as me. But if we got a translator and I asked them, what do these things, what characteristics do they have, they would know and tell it to me because it's archetypal. So if you understand your archetypes, it's huge. So with my coaching, I help people with their business, you know, with content and different things on one side of it. But the other part that's huge is mindset. So, you know, owning your triggers. If your victim gets triggered, what do you do? If your child gets triggered, your sabotaging patterns. So once you understand what it is, it's freedom. It's the key to everything. It's a primordial language that, you know, if I went to the Amazon and talked to them archetypally, we could speak the same language because it's in the collective. It's amazing. So, sorry, I got distracted. Amber, would love a card, please. We've got the Sustainer. Love this card. It's like a hidden gem. And that one there. And the Father, taking action, but also masculine. Okay, Amber, this is a very interesting reading. You have the Sustainer. So you're going to have transformation and change come into your life, and it's the everyday things which are going to really support you. So you need to remember these words. The cooking, the cleaning, the going to bed early, eating well, exercising, all the things that all of us get boring. You know, cleaning the shower, cleaning the toilet, any of those things. It's actually going to be so grounding and supportive for you that you need to actually see it as like almost a form of nourishment. The sustainer is just the things that sustain you, but it's just got this real weight to it. It's a real groundedness to it. So really over the next little bit, you need to honor the everyday things, because that's going to really help you, especially with the next two cards. So you have got the Father, and then you have an initiation card of the Anima Mundi. So the Father card, it talks about I really feel like you need to heal the divine masculine within yourself. But have a look at any of the masculine relationships that you have around you. Did you have a father that was abandoning? Was he a good father? Did he have faults? What was going on with him? Do I have brothers? What are they like? What are the men that I've called into my life? What are their characteristics? Are they good, solid, strong, dependable men? Or are they wounded, have issues, narcissistic, bullies, or deeply tortured from their own stuff and don't know how to communicate it? So it's looking at the masculine everywhere. Now, the masculine inside of yourself is how you take action. A lot of women have this problem where their masculine is out of balance. So they're highly intuitive, they can be emotional, they can be having all these creative ideas and then do nothing about it. So it's really looking at taking action. If you know that you've got to do stuff, then you really need to take that action and do it. It's a really strong card, but I actually get both. You need to look at the masculine in your life. What representations is there? Are they good masculine, or are they, petty? Are they pushing you down? Are they destructive? All those things. Now, this card comes through when it's in a powerful initiation card. It's very shamanic. Anima Mundi is the card of all things. It's understanding, it's seeing the connection through everything and how you have your own little divine role to play. So when it comes through, it's quite often represents a spiritual activation is coming. If you're already deeply spiritual, it's it's even more. It's so important for you to learn to trust your intuition and take action. It's just really important. So really working through stuff. If you're called to do something esoterical, learn something, study something, go to meditation groups, go to women's circles, any of these things, it's going to be really, really supportive. So you need to embrace spirituality and change. If you have sudden gifts come online, if you have sudden different awakenings, if you have anything like that, don't freak out. Go back to that grounding sustainer card. If you have a complete transformation of your life and your life is turned upside down, you're like, what the F is happening? Then just remember, take action, follow your intuition, take action, follow your intuition, and ground yourself in the everyday things that will sustain you. Now, if you need any help through any of the process, because I think you're going to be having an interesting future, remember you can join my Sovereign Circle group. So it's Sovereign Circle with Jess. The link is in the description. And if you need support, then just reach out. I have the most amazing, beautiful people in there. So, the beautiful Diana. I'm just going to smudge my card again. We'll see what comes through for you, Blossom. Okay. Diana, you got the underworld. Sorry. You probably know what that means. You've been watching my stuff long enough. Sorry. Oh, you got the animal, which is good. Okay. So, Blossom, there's a little bit of work that needs to be done before you're going to call in love and relationship into you. It's like a final last little bit of, I know you've been doing work on yourself for a very long time, but it's like this last little bit, like the dregs of the barrel. You have got the underworld that's gone back into your psyche. So it's right beside the animal card, which is being really, really comfortable in your own skin, knowing who you are, accepting who you are. So you need to go back, you know, all through to when you're a little kid. And if you've got regrets, if you've got places where you're judging yourself, if you've got places where you called in bad relationships in the past, anything that you know has like a negative feeling in regards to love, self-worth, are you worthy of it, all those kinds of things, you're going to have to do some digging in this area and ask yourself some really tough questions. Do you love yourself wholeheartedly, 100%? Are you comfortable in your skin? Are you comfortable with who you are? Have you completely let go of any past relationships, or is there a few little splinters left beneath your skin? It doesn't feel like it's a lot of work, but there is something there that still needs to be released and let go of. You're in my group, and in the live training that I did on, that was only yesterday morning, I do the forgiveness process. So just make a comment in the group, and I might actually just do another little live just about that part, so you don't have to watch the whole training if you didn't want to. And it's really powerful. I think that might really help you. And so I'll do another little live just about the forgiveness process for you. And I've personally done this, and it's a really interesting what it brings up. The third card was the mask. So there is something that's there that you need to remove, whether or not it's being more vulnerable, putting yourself out there. You know, how do you interact with men or women? You know, your future partner. Like, I just feel like there's some work to be done there, and you know, how you communicate even. You know, your old way of communicating with men or women, did you not like how you used to communicate? Were you abrasive? Did you just not talk at all? And you need to learn how to actually express your emotions. There's just something that needs to be dug up. And once it is, things will start clicking into place. And you know how I talk about being holographically aligned? Being holographically aligned is not just about money. When you're holographically aligned, you call to you what you need to. If you need happiness, you call happiness to you. If you need money, you call that to you. You know, in this instance, you can call love. So it's really like walking your purpose. And things fall in line. So in this instance, being holographically is really deeply being willing to go into that psyche and do the work to release it. And the reward you get is aligning with the perfect guy or girl. Okay. Just going to scratch my nose. There's a new tree flowering nearby. Rosemary. The link is in my description. Above it'll be either above or below, or you can type in Sovereign Circle with Jess Beard. It's the little blue line going across the bottom. It's the very end of it, and yes, Diana, I'll go do that straight again afterwards because I think it'll be really beneficial. I mean, you know, quite aligned. So let's have a look. Oh, I like your picture. You're striking a bold pose, and that light is just really lovely. It looks amazing. So let's smudge the cards again. And Diana, I just want to say, you know, you are an inspiration. Everybody here, Diana interacts in the group a lot, and she's so dedicated to transformation and being in her sovereign self that she's utterly amazing. So let's all just send Diana some, you know, congratulations for you know, doing the work, and that's how you really are becoming holographically aligned. And you were saying just the other day, you know, wanted some more shifts, and you know, and then you got all that work. That's just one aspect. So the beautiful Liana. The gem. Liana, you have aspects of yourself which need to be buffed up, shined up, and brought forth, or there's whole new abilities about to come forth for aspects of yourself. This card comes through when you need to take ownership that parts of yourself shine. So, hi Jess, gone backwards a bit, Day. Oh, Florin, you're amazing. Florin is just like Diana, so dedicated to transformation. I love them both dearly. Liana, your gem, I actually feel like there might be parts of yourself that you take for granted, which are actually really amazing. You know, a really, like say if you've got an ability to teach and you don't even know it, like, you know, express things, a way to communicate. You might have spiritual gifts. You might be really good at counseling people. I mean, really good at coaching people. It's like a part of yourself is needing to be acknowledged and buffed up, and you go, I'm amazing. You know, like I've only recently acknowledged my Aries bulldozer, as I call it. Like I just don't give up. I don't go over the hill. I don't go around the hill. I push through the hill very slowly at times. But if I have a block, if I have an issue, I push through it. And you know, so I thought to myself, I'm really going to own that I can do this for people. And do you know, when I started talking about it and I started talking about different things, I manifested 2 coaching clients in less than a week, and that's that holographic alignment. I'm like, I need to embody these aspects of myself and take ownership, and that they're actually hugely beneficial to people. So I really want you to think about what are the personality traits that you've got which are really easy for you and other people compliment you on. What comes easy to you? That's what I really want you to think about. Now, let's see what else comes through. Love, love, love today, die. What does that mean, Jason? Oh, Diana, I adore you. Well, this is a lovely reading, Leanna. So as we're talking about the aspect of yourself that needs to come through, the second part is the heart, which is really just loving yourself deeply. You know, taking ownership. This is who I am. I'm not going to apologize for it. I fucking love myself. I'm fucking amazing. Boom, boom, boom. It's a real embodiment of who you are. So that makes that gem card even stronger. You know, you're going to really start taking ownership. If you need to understand how to language things archetypally, join my group. So you really get to understand, you know, on an archetypal level, what some of those gifts and talents are, what some of those abilities. And it's building the castle. So this is like you're building something, like you're building more self-confidence, you're building a business, you're building a network of people, you're building something. It's a really solid foundation, but it's also boundary work. If you give, and don't receive enough, you say yes when you really want to say no, then the castle energy is coming through, and you're going to have to really stop doing that so that you can create what you're wanting to build. You know, it's really exciting. I've got a lot of joy and effervescence feeling right now, like a lot of bubbly up. Ooh, I want to do this and that. So start embodying and owning what you're wanting to do. One of the in the Sovereign Circle group, not yesterday, it would have been last Wednesday, I did a live teaching event called 3 Things You Need to Know About Purpose and How to Live a Life of Purpose, or something like that. And it really, I think that might be beneficial for you to watch. It goes for about 40 minutes, the live training, but it really takes you through some stuff that helps you to like live a life of purpose and understanding it. So I invite you to join the group and or message me on my page, and I can link you to it as well. So I just get a lot of joy and expectation for you. It's really lovely. Yeah, Leanna, I've got that goosebumpy, bubbly kind of. There's just such opportunity. So I'm really excited for you. You know, very excited. Okay. You love organizing people, yeah, and have direction. If she loves organizing people, she could have the networker archetype as well, innately networks. Organizing people, she might have the detective. Sometimes that comes through. So yeah, that'd be perfect. So let's go. We've got Tamika. Lovely lippy. And your hair. Oh, I wish I could get my hair to do what yours is. I have the most craziest hair that just does the complete opposite to whatever I want it to. So it just sits in like a weird bun. That's what it does for the rest of its life. Let's have a look. Tamika. Oh, initiation card. The initiation card of love on all levels. So this is really exciting. I love when this card comes through. I love love because it is all about love. the river, we've got surrender, the current. What is going to be your third card? Chris. Do I only read people with their face? No, it's usually just my comments jump all the time. It's weird in StreamYard. So when I'm ending one, it's usually whoever's there. Oh, I have a spammer. Hindi Kenny, can people please boot him? I will try, or her. I'll try on my end, but for some reason I don't block user. Okay, so that jumped me back. I don't know if that'll get rid of him or her or it. It could be a bot. But some people, you know, actually think that that's a real person and they go and get caught. So it's a bit of a scam. So be careful. Tamika. Oh, they're not giving up. I'm so sorry, people. The Poet. This is really beautiful, Tamika. So the Eros card is a card of loving things deeply. It's a sensual card, not just about, you know, a sexual relationship. It's your relationship to yourself and your own sensuality. It is a card where you really start to enjoy the things in life. So if you're having a glass of wine, it tastes like the best glass of wine. If you're going for a dance, it feels like the most best dance of all. It's learning to fall in love with the little things. So really take time to, you know, if you're going for a walk, see the sunlight in the leaves and the water rippling or whatever, and you're just like, wow, I'm so happy to be alive. And it's real deep self-love work. It's really beautiful. Sorry about Kenny Rogers, or Kenny he's still going at it again. The River card is, sorry, it's upside down. So this card is about surrendering and going to the flow. So it's an emotional card as well. So if you have issues with self-love, you don't like aspects of yourself, you know, people might have put you down, people might have hurt your feelings, anything that's really hurt you around self-love and self-embodiment and self-appreciation, then you really need to heal that and deeply surrender to the energy of Eros coming into your life so that you can really embody that self-love. I don't have any other comments other than this dipshit. Is there anybody else there? Tamika, are you still with me? I'll see if I can get rid of them again. Destination's good to go. Did that fix it, people? Oh, perfect. You are there. Okay. So your third card is the Poet. So this is going to tell, this card comes through when sometimes it's highly creative, but it's a card that you don't mind going into the darker side of things. So it's a little bit of deep psyche work as well. Like you go in and you experience things and you come out and you teach it. You look at all the great poets on the planet. They've felt, experienced, come forth, write it, put it all down, and and then they've gifted to the world. So what that's telling me is, as you're working with this Eros energy of learning to centrally love your body, like love who you are, love everything in life, stuff's going to come up for you. Resistance, or oh, I don't know if I like to do this. Oh, I really don't think I'm awesome. I might have issues about this or that. As that's coming up, you need to surrender to the process and also be willing to, with that poet energy, deeply heal. So it just tells me that there's a little bit of work as you're working with this Eros energy and initiation of really deep self-worth, self-embodiment, self-love, and loving everything around you. But I don't want you to think that it's like an overly awful time. It's just going to be your willingness to face anything that comes up that you're like, oh, I don't know about that. Not sure. So, sorry about the spammer right at the end, people. I've come to the hour mark. I'm just going to drop into the circle, and I will do that forgiveness ceremony, Diana. And, I love you all. Thank you so much. It's been a really lovely night. I hope everyone's liked their readings, and I wish I could get to everybody, but my readings are a little bit slower than other people's, but we get there. So you're most welcome, Tamika. It's going to be an interesting little journey for you, I think. So I'm really excited for you, and just really appreciate the little things and start to allow love into your life and really loving everything around you. It's a beautiful time. So thank you. My spammer is still going at it, the ever ready bunny. It has to be a bot because no one can type that fast. So thank you. If you have any questions about archetypes, if you have any questions about the coaching that I do, you need any help and support in any way, just reach out for me and come to my page, which is Jess Beard like little dash in Alchemist. It's in the description as well, and you can comment or join the group, and I'll see you in there with love and gratitude. See you all next week. Bye.